Can understand what tags are and how they're used, you'll understand HTML code pretty well. It's all made up of different tags, and what I'm about to show you is a total crash course in hand coding. So, the first thing you need, and you always need, is an opening tag. Now I'm going to give you an example of an opening tag. And here's an opening tag. I'm just going to give you an actual tag, and this is font. So that could be an opening tag. And tags have different names. You can look these up. And this is the font tag. Now, this tag in particular is used to format fonts. So if you want to change the size of a font, change the color of a font, you use the font tag. Now, attribute. I'm going to keep cutting and pasting this so I can show you what the whole code looks like. So now you got to decide, is it a tag that has an attribute or not? Now, some tags do and some tags don't. Font has an attribute, and font tag by itself is useless, but some tags don't require attributes. So you got to see, is it a tag that allows you to change different things? So for font, one of the attributes is size. And when you put an attribute in the tag, there's always a space between the tag name and the attribute. And the attribute always has equals, and then you want to put quotation marks. So the size could equal 3. 1 is a font size, 2 is a font size, 5 is a font size. The bigger the number, the bigger the font size. So you could pick font size equals 3. And I'm going to color this green just so you see what the attribute is. And so you can see how I put the attribute inside of the tag, inside of the opening tag. Now the font tag was this, so I put the attribute size equals 3 inside there. Well, actually the next line was value for the attribute. So here's the attribute by itself, size equals, and then quotation marks, and then I'm going to put the value. Let me copy this again and bring it down here. Now when we put the value 3 in there, I'll make that red because they need a value. And we can make that red. So the tag is what you see highlighted in orange. The attribute name is what we see in green. And then the attribute value is what we see in red. Now, let me copy this again. Now, you also have to include this will make sense in a minute. So for the text or image you want the tag to affect, let me skip this one for a minute. Let me include the closing tag. Every time you have a tag, you want to close the tag. So you can see how this tag says font. To close that tag, we want to do one of these angle brackets, and then we want to always the /, and then whatever the tag name is. So this is font. So to close it, we do bracket /, and then font. That closes the tag. So when we open the tag, we're saying, okay, we have a font. We want the size to be 3, and then whatever we put in between here is going to be what that formatting applies to. So we open the tag, we close the tag, and then we want to put some text in there. So the text or the image I'm going to type in blue, and here we can say this text is blue. And let me just color that blue. Now I'm showing you this in a graphic editor. This is not, I'm not saving this code. I'm just showing you what the code looks like. We're going to go do this on a live web page. So now we have the complete tag. We have the opening tag, which you can see highlighted in orange. We've got the attribute in green. We've got the attribute value in red. And we've got blue, and we've got the text in here in blue. So what this is telling us is we want to make this text here we want to make it size 3. And I can change this to just this is text. Okay, I colored it blue just for your eyes, but this code isn't going to make blue text because we haven't told it to make blue text. Now we can add another attribute. You can put plenty of attributes in here. So we can go and say, sorry, let me move this. Color equals blue. Okay, and we can add other attributes as well. So the point here is you can add multiple attributes. So here we've got, and this is the value for the attribute here. This value would be blue. So just to show you, value, I'm putting all the values in red. So size is 3, color is blue. So what we're telling by opening this font tag, we're saying, okay, any font that's in between the opening and closing tag is going to be size 3 and the color is going to be blue. And then that's the end of our opening tag. And then we have text. And then we close the tag at the end because we don't want the font after the tag ends to be size 3 or blue anymore. It'll just go back to the default for the page. So anytime you have an opening tag, you just go and create a closing tag right away. That's usually create the opening tag, do the closing tag, and then you go in and put in the attributes and the text. That's just a handy way so that you don't forget the closing tags.